Bomb squad number 1 member. He's gone. He's gone. Wasn't going to do another one. Done it all at 6:30, but Garnacho has left Manchester United. Medical booked for tomorrow. It looks like Chelsea finally got their way. 40 million plus a 10% sell-on clause. Now, how are we feeling about this? I've literally just had my Pepe's downstairs. I've had to jump on and just talk this through with you lovely people. If you're all tuning in and thinking, hang on a minute, there was a stream before, do not adjust your set. We do this if there is big, big news. And this, to me, I feel like I was expecting something like this today. Manchester United are the kings of spin. They are so good at when there's been a bad result, spinning it into a positive. And this will go down as a positive when it comes to the Manchester United fans. A lot of people have been waiting for this news for weeks. I said on Twitter that this should have been done a month ago. But here we are. We are literally on the 28th of August. Garnacho to Chelsea. If you've just joined, here we go. Make sure to smash the like button, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell notification. I think this is going to get a few people interested, because what this is going to do now with the money we've got coming in, remember, it's pure profit. So PSR is going to like it. Is this going to open the gateways now to Manchester United going out there, and getting a midfielder? We know that we need the goalkeeper sorted, but we know we need a midfielder. The money we are going to make from this is pure profit, and it's going to go straight in there, and it's going to give us the money to go out there and get Hillman. I don't think Wharton. And let's not belabor talk just yet. I know people are already going to be sat there going, it could happen, you know. We could get belabor, you know. Do not become believers just yet, okay? Manchester United would have a hell of a lot of work to do to get that transfer done. Evening, Chappie. Good to see you, my friend. Dan Wall, hope you are well. Did you get over last night, mate? It took me a while. Steve-O, good to see you. And Garnacho's out the door. That was on the fly, that was. Hello, Dublin Games. Good to see you, my friend. Randy, great to see you. And Anthony, I thought you'd like that, mate. He says, woo, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Snide, dramatic, selfish. I can't say that, but I hear you. Now, this brings me to the next bit. The next bit here. Who are we playing in a couple of weeks? Chelsea at Old Trafford. Manchester United fans are going to have their chance to give that kid everything they can. Now, we know how football scripting works. He'll probably go on and score the winner. But you know something? The fact we've got him out of the club, we didn't get the 50 million, and that irritates me. But the main thing is that is one of these players that we have been struggling to get rid of. It puts money in our account. Rasmus Højlund next. We could see something happening here. Now, I'm not positive. I'm not saying that we are back in the big time, that we're going to get the midfielder and everything is going to be sorted. But what I am saying is, this is progress. We've talked about our transfer window with outgoings being an absolute joke, and it still is a joke. We've literally had no money in until this deal has now been dropped by Fabrizio Romano. Sky Sports on there as well. I think now Manchester United will go out there and sort this out. We know that they had money. We know if you look at the belabor offer we put, which was 55.5 million apparently with add-ons. You add the Garnacho money onto that, that's 95 million. Is this where we now go and do that silly signing? We need characters. We need leaders in that team. I still want Hillman. I'm going to say that. I don't think we get an Adam Wharton, but I think this could be the start of us getting somewhere. We know that Manchester United have that midfield shortlist that they're looking at. We know that Wilcox isn't impressed with the way we've been playing. So I think we go out there and sort this out now. Big up to the rest of you as well. Let me just go through. NG Sports, good to see you. Should have gone a lot more, but at least he's gone now. Bruno might stay now, says Peachy. Good to see you, mate. Of course, for you, Waha, you know that. Jamie, I hope you're well, mate. Good to see you. And Dan says, I was pissed last night. We all were. Tonk Nash says he couldn't sleep. Big up, Dan. Big up, Shane. Good to see you, my friend. And Waha says it'll be 50 million this time next year when Arsenal buy him. Honestly, you just know with Garnacho, right? I'm going to say this. Garnacho isn't going to work out at Chelsea. He may get a couple of goals here and there. He's going to be part of a very inflated squad on that left wing especially. But I know, and you know, that Chelsea, give it 12 months, maybe 2 years, will sell him for like 60, 70 million. And then what will we get? 14 million if it's 70 million. Chelsea have pulled our pants down. I don't believe that this is a good bit of business by Manchester United. What I believe this is with Manchester United, I think after last night and after Fulham, they've realised that they need that money to come in to go out there and get a midfielder who, let's be honest, we know that they've probably got their eye on the certain one that they want. And they've said, right, Chelsea, 40 million. Give us 40 million, give us a sell-on clause, and we will go out and we will buy our midfielder with the money you give us. So how are we feeling about the money that's come in? Are we happy with that? Are we sitting there going, do you know what? Money's money at the end of the day. Money talks. Carl says, honestly, I said something in pre-season and we should play 4-3-3 and use Martinez as more defensive mid. He's got the energy, the legs and the aggression we're missing in that area. I disagree, Carl. I'm going to die on that sword. I don't think that Martinez should be looked at as that CDM. We absolutely should be bringing Martinez back into the fold after the October international break and utilising him at left-sided centre-back. Let's not do that. And also, look, Manchester United in the market for a midfielder. Expect this in the next 24 hours, right? This is what's going to happen. Simon Stone, Fabrizio Romano, Ornstein, Ben Jacobs, they will all be flooding, and Indicat Kyler as well. They will be flooding the timelines of Twitter with Manchester United linked with this midfielder, Manchester United linked with that midfielder. Now, what I do want to say is there an air of sadness that it hasn't worked out with Garnacho? Because Garnacho come onto the scene and we absolutely adored him. We adored him. I adored him. I thought this kid was going to be massive. I honestly thought this kid was going to be, dare I say, the person in 5 years that carries this club on his shoulders. I'm not going to say the new Ronaldo because I don't believe in that. But what are we feeling with this? Is this a sense of Manchester United have missed out on what could have been a fantastic generational talent who could have gone on and won trophies with us and become the legend that we'd hoped? Or are we all sitting here saying we've dodged the biggest bullet letting this fool go? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Let's go through some more of these comments as well. Sorry, there's a few of you here. We got to go get midfielder, says Tonk Nash. And Anthony says maybe, just maybe, the result was what we needed for them to cut losses, take what they can get, and sort the keeper out and belabor. I'm not sure, Manchester United, in all fairness to them, have always been the kings of spin. When I say spin, I mean getting the news, the bad news off them as a club and trying to focus the fans on something else. And what they've done here with this signing, well, with the sale, should I say, of Garnacho, is look at me. I'm on here I'm not talking about last night now, am I? Had that before. I'm sat here talking about what could be. So they're very good at that. They know exactly what they're doing with that. Wahaha says, make sure you like and subscribe if you join the content. Helps Danny Boy out a lot. And yes, it does. Honestly, Wahaha, you're so amazing at doing that for me, mate. I appreciate it. I read there was an emergency meeting at Carrington today between manager and players. I didn't see that, Carl. I'm going to have to do some digging on that. I did see reports that apparently Jason Wilcox has apparently not been happy with the formation and with the way the players are. And I think that may possibly be what you're alluding to there. They've tasked Jason Wilcox with trying to sort this out. It's a big mess for him to sort out. Steve says it's okay. It's an okay deal for Garnacho, Dan. If we show a bit of empathy and put ourselves in Chelsea's position, there's plenty of ifs and buts about Garnacho, and there absolutely is. Chelsea see this lad and they look at the talent that he has shown in flashes for Manchester United. And yeah, of course they're going to say, right, we can sort this out. But equally, I think they're looking at this as a deal of, look, we get him for 40 million. If it doesn't work out, we'll get rid of him. That's what Chelsea's MO has been. Chelsea, for the biggest part, I've mocked them. A lot of rival clubs have mocked them and said they're buying player after player, spending all this money. But what they have been able to do is say, okay, if this player doesn't work, out he goes. And I think Garnacho will have been told this, by the way. You come to Chelsea, you perform. If you don't perform, then you'll be gone. Now, he has signed a 7-year contract. Chelsea love to spread a contract out, don't they? The other factor here now is this now left man? Is it leaving Manchester United short? Is it? Because I don't think it is. I think we've got plenty of players in there. I think this could be the breath of fresh air that Manchester United need. Sarvin was in my chat before saying about the players letting Manchester United down. Well, this kid will go up there as one of the players that's let the club down. His attitude has been appalling, not just under Ruben Amorim, but under Erik ten Hag. So I think it's a win-win situation. The other thing as well, What was it I saw about him before that made me go, Jesus Christ? Yes, at 40 million, he will be our biggest sale from an academy graduate in the history of the club. How mad is that? I know we signed him from Atletico Madrid, but he come through the academy. He is our biggest sale, and I think he's third in the list. Let me have a quick look. Let me just check this out. Man United's biggest sales. Player sales will go. So biggest player sales. I think he's like third or fourth in the list. Record holding. No, we don't want that. I think he's fourth, chat. Someone let me know in the chat. I swear he goes to fourth now as like the fourth highest selling player that we've ever had. Let's go through some more of these. Andreas says, big up, Dan. Great news after a very bad day yesterday. Yeah, it's great news, but we can't forget yesterday. Paul says, the money from Garnacho, Dan, try and get Baleba from Brighton. Give them the 40 million straight off from Garnacho. I'm assuming you mean on top of the 55, Paul. Look, I'll entertain it. I'm not going to stay long, but I'll entertain it quickly. Do Manchester United go to Brighton now and say, right, there's 95 million, 100 million, and we'll give you add-ons for certain things? Do they try and tempt Baleba across? We already know that earlier in the summer he was interested in coming to United. There was rumbles he was upset he didn't get the move. Do Manchester United do this? Because I don't think there's enough time left for him to. I'll be honest with you. I genuinely am of the feeling now that Brighton would turn around and say, look, we told you we weren't going to sell him earlier on. Why are you coming here and still asking if this player is for sale? You're wasting your time. So Manchester United have got to be smart here with this money that they get from Garnacho. Yeah, it's like your pocket money from your grandmother, isn't it? Where you go, she goes, there's your £20, spend it wisely. And straight away you go out and you go, I could spend this on crisps, chocolate, pop. I could spend this on a new PlayStation game if you're old enough to remember when they were that cheap. Manchester United have to spend this wisely. They have to go out there. And I would go as far to say now, with the 55 million, let's use that as the yardstick. We know that we're trying to sign a goalkeeper. I would go as far to say, let's go out there and spend a bit of money on a Guome or on Stiller. We know we can get for 35, 40 million quid. And let's bring a decent keeper in. Let's go and test Aston Villa's resolve with Martinez. Let's go out there and do something. Manchester United now, by the looks of it, with Højlund going, Sancho hopefully going as well, and Anthony, money will be freed up. Let's go out there. We know that we should have got this done earlier in the transfer window, but let's go out there and try and right a few wrongs now. Let's go out there and get the goalkeeper for Amorim. Let's go out there and get the midfielder for Amorim. At the end of the day, once that's done and we've got the midfielder and we've got the goalkeeper, well, then Amorim will run out of excuses then, because we will have essentially given him exactly what he needs. So Manchester United here have the ability to go out there and use this money, but they have to spend it wisely. Tonknash says keeper and midfield. Mark says it's okay. I think it was important to get these people off the books and it's 100% profit. I hear that. 29 of us in here and only 10 likes. Geez, make sure you smash the likes, people. I know this wasn't an advertised one. This is an ad hoc one because the news broke and I thought I'm going to have to come and speak to you. Isaac says, I still can't understand this deal from a Chelsea perspective, but I think it's good money for him, to be fair. When you see what players like Hutchinson have gone for, maybe it does seem a bit cheap. I think it's cheap still. This kid has played in an FA Cup final. He's won the Carabao Cup. He's played in the Champions League for United. And more importantly, he's got 8 caps for Argentina. Was he part of the Argentina squad that won the Copa America? Has Garnacho won Copa America? Won the Copa America. I'm sure he was part of it. Yeah, he was so he's a Copa America winner. And he's gone for 40 M's, man. I tell you, Chelsea have done well. Chelsea have done so well. Le Mans and a goalkeeper, Le Mans and a centre mid incoming, says Andreas. For how much? 40 million, Santos. Good to see you, by the way. No, Garnacho totally disrespected Amorim and United, regardless of his potential. His attitude stinks. Couldn't agree more. Jamie says he's fucked himself from being that United legend. He did that himself. I think there's room here. I think there's room here for Manchester United to go out and get 2 decent signings. Goalkeeper and central midfielder. I think if you went to Aston... but then do you know what? I'm talking nonsense here. This late in the window, are they honestly going to take the money for Martinez, knowing that they haven't got a backup and they haven't signed any other goalkeepers other than the number 2 they brought in? Makes it very interesting. Manchester United are going to be at the well here, trying to scrap and beat and claw and fight for any midfielder and any goalkeeper that's available. It's interesting. Mike says, Grimsby time, mate. Grimsby. I didn't think we could sink any lower, Mike. You say that, but you very much know we can. What's it that Mick McCarthy says when they said it can't go on? And he says, it can. It absolutely can. Yeah, 4th ahead of Beckham. There we go then, NG Sports. Thanks for letting me know that one. We will blame Amorim for the bad performance, but it will be very short-sighted to sack him because we've got shite players, says Randy. You know my thoughts on Amorim. I think he looked lost. I think he absolutely shit the bed against Grimsby, and the footage of him when the penalties were going in was not a good look. But as much as I said that I don't think he's right for the job anymore, if we go out there and sign a goalkeeper, if we go out there and sign a midfielder, maybe, just maybe, he can turn this around. Now, I will say this about him. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Am I about to do a 180 on Amorim here? All 4 goals we've conceded this season have been goalkeeper errors. All 4. You sign a decent goalkeeper, does that change it? Oh God, why didn't I think about this before, man? What do we think, chat? Are all four errors here down to goalkeepers? Begs the question. Does beg the question. Down payment, Brighton 40 now and 40 when we sell Hoyland. They won't do that. One thing about Brighton, Tonk Nash, they ain't mugs. They ain't mugs. They ain't fools. They know how to play the system. They know. And what I will say is when they say a price, they mean it. They don't take anything less than what they want. Anthony says, pay whatever they think, whatever they want, fix the midfield and get rid of that absolute melt, Anana. I love that, absolute melt. I'd spend it on paying Amorim off, says Doggy Dog Dog. Fucking hell, that'd be a big payoff, wouldn't it? 40 million. So does NG, pay it onto for your manager. Mike Willie says, I think maybe 2 midfielders. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but we definitely need a goalkeeper. If we got Le Mans in cheap and we're willing to give him the season and let him develop, then go in and get 2 midfielders. That could potentially be it. Goalkeeper and maybe extra left wing back for extra depth. That side as Leon is still too raw. I like that. I like that comment. Steve says, come on, guys. In relation to Amorim, we all knew what he did at Sporting, and we all know he needed 5 new players minimum when he came. It's work unfinished. And look, Steve-O, I can take that on board. I'm willing to take that on board if we go out there and we get a solid goalkeeper and a solid midfielder, because after that, Amorim will have had 5 new players, 6 with Leon. 5 new players to go out there and do a proper assault on the Premier League. Because look, we're out of 1 cup already. Our right wing backs are not up to the standard. This must be addressed. I agree with that, Randy. I have big questions over Dallo and Diallo at the moment. So much promise as well. Le Mans and Baleba, the deals are already done. We just needed the funds, says Anthony. Oh, come on. Let's ask the question. Let's ask the question. Get him off the screen. Let me ask the question quickly. Because, look, we do like to dream, don't we? We do like to dream as United fans. I got a smile back on my face after this. It's amazing what something like this does. Could this deal fund Baleba? I personally think the Baleba deal's no chance, but I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to vote. So, could this deal fund Baleba? Get the votes in. Let's have a look at what you're saying. Dan, mate, you think we'd be signing 2 before the window? I do, Tonk Nash. I think Manchester United now, more than ever, they need it. But I am 100% sure that we go out there and sign two players. What I think Manchester United have the ability to do is surprise us all and go get 3. Go get 2 midfielders in and get a goalkeeper. I think if we spent this money wisely, we can massively improve the whole squad. I agree. Donnarumma won't come, mate. Tonk Nash, Donnarumma won't come. He's going City. Especially after what James Trafford did in that game. I can't see him going anywhere else. Dan says you were a little bit you were a bit agitated last night. Emotions take effect. I was very angry last night. I was trying to keep calm, but it infuriated me. Why didn't we buy a goalkeeper yet, though? Wahaha makes a great comment there. We've been linked with Le Mans, who, by the way, Le Mans could potentially be one that we end up fucking up completely, because Galatasaray are balls deep in on this one. They are going for it. Apparently, they are talking personal terms with it at the moment. He has said all along he wants Manchester United. Quite why Manchester United have allowed this deal to drag on and on and on especially considering the two clowns that we've got in the nets. Like, if I'm United's backroom now, I'm looking, going, I don't care how we do it, just go out there and get a goalkeeper. Honestly. And I would happily keep Onana and be in there on the payroll just to let them watch what a good goalkeeper does. Onana has needed replacing the entire time. I'm shocked y'all let De Gea go for free. Tim, you ain't as shocked as we are. Some bozos, me included, said that De Gea was done at United. How wrong was I? NG Sports says yes, but if he is meant to be a good coach, he should be able to improve some of your players. And I take that on board, NG. A good manager, a good quality coach should be able to improve players. The problem we have here is he's trying to improve players that are poor and put them in a system they don't want to play in. Isaac says, as it stands right now, Dan, having seen how you've started, how do you see your season going in terms of FA Cup and league position? Well, look, now I've just deeped it with you lovely people. Goalkeeping errors have been a massive problem for us this season already. They've been the main problem with us losing games. If we can get a decent goalkeeper and a midfielder, then absolutely it changes the way we look as a club. I still think the formation needs changing, and I'll happily admit I'll admit I'm wrong if I'm proven wrong, but we need to change that up. But those two players are key, absolutely key. Anthony says most have been keeper errors. Onana is effing awful, but also holes in midfield or Dallo out of position. I agree with this. I do agree. If Amorim gets his goalkeeper and midfield signings, he surely has no excuse. I expect nothing less than top six. He also needs to tweak that formation a bit. And Mike, I understand what you're saying there, and I can see why you're saying top six, but I don't think top six is attainable. I think there are probably 8 teams better than us at least. I mean, at the moment in the table, there's 15, 16. But goalkeeper being a problem, which has been shown, Binder has been abysmal. Onana, less said the better. If Manchester United go out there and sign ourselves a decent goalkeeper, test the waters with Martinez. Go out there and see if he wants it. We've heard all summer that he wants to come to United. Go and test it and say, right, how much? You want 30 million? Bang, there you go. Bring him in. I would go as far to say at the moment, I think a goalkeeper is more important than a midfielder. I absolutely think that. Because as poor as we've been in that midfield, the goalkeeper has been the issue that has let us down with goals. Our goalkeepers, both of them, can't come for crosses, are absolutely abysmal at corners. It makes all the sense in the world to switch this up and say, go for goalkeeper first. But that's my opinion. Get a keeper that wouldn't be bullied in a corner and a midfielder that covers the gaps when Bruno strays. It's a different team. Yeah, I agree. I think United need a solid Prem goalkeeper, not someone who is unknown to the league. And this is where I go back to going out there and looking at Martinez. Yeah, but you can't solve the current problems with just 5 new players. I think it's a massive oversight. I think the entire squad needs an overhaul, probably more than 9 or 10. We can't afford that. I take it, though. Ruben has to say, because the song is so good to sing, quality. I would miss that song. Been saying since start by it's a complete new structure with a lot of leaks plugged by the media. Just don't know what the board are doing. No, neither do I. And Mike says doesn't see us getting belabor. Steve says there's been many disputes with the fan base on what positions are important to replace first. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. We really know. And Kev is at the plough, getting his sing-song on. Karaoke night tonight. I think he was hinting about me going there, but it's a school night, and I will not drink on a school night. We all know how it ends. I end up in a world of hurt. I struggle at a weekend, so I'm definitely not going to be doing it on a school night. Anthony says, in reality, we have not been a top 4 team for 15 years. The team was awful. Ruben has 4 new players, but the rest are still players that have played poorly. And you can't argue that the recruitment has been much improved. However, I think they have prioritised the wrong areas when there were clearly other significant worse problems within the squad. And finally, Randy says Grimsby's goalkeeper, but he's a United fan as well, that keeper. And does Mazraoui have a return date? They reckon after the international break. So, guys, there it is. Garnacho to Chelsea. Here we go. If you have just joined this and you are late to the stream, or if you're watching this on playback, put your comments in there. Make sure you smash the like button. Hit the subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so you know when we go live. I will be back at 6:30 tomorrow. I've got a Pepe's to finish downstairs. I'm starving. You're all amazing. Garnacho's out. One of the bomb squad. Here we go.